Hello, I'm going to bring these up because I'm a little bit taller. So thank you to those who have spoke so far. I'm really excited to be here. March, I feel like, is really running away from me, and I need it to slow down because next month is my older sister's 21st birthday, and the month after is my younger sister's 18th, and I don't know who they think I am, but they're both demanding holidays, so they think I've got holiday money. I don't, but I've been juggling with a few places, and I heard that Croatia is really lovely. So as you do, I go on my trusted TikTok search engine and I type in Croatia holiday as a black girl. A couple nice places come up, a few things to visit, and then I was looking at Turkey as well, and I searched the same thing. Is Turkey safe to travel as a black girl? The first video that comes up is top 3 places I felt unsafe traveling as a black woman. So obviously I crossed those things off my list. I refer to many forums, pages, and accounts where black people across the world share their experiences traveling, recommending and dissuading others to and from various destinations. And this is just common practice to a lot of us by now, ensuring our own safety. And as I was looking, it took me back to a time in my youth where it was sports day, year 9, and I say youth, I'm only 19, but I was a youth back then. It's year 9 sports day, and all the girls are putting their hair in French braids. So, didn't go super well for me. And I had to search up, how to do French braids on Afro hair. And I just didn't end up doing it. And it's got to the point where things like this are second nature. It's not abnormal now to have to attach my color to things in order to get results that reflect me. In this small world we exist in, the standard is whiteness, meaning I walk in a world of different. And some people might put that down to the fact that the majority of this country is white, so of course you're going to be not the standard. But that was the same rhetoric that was used to justify 100% white government. It's the same justification as to why we shouldn't vote because, we don't represent the majority. And it's funny, just yesterday, I was on my way here actually, and I was approached by a little old lady, and she came up to me, she was like, in the most fascinated manner, she was like, your hair is just so... yeah, and I said, thank you, and I kept it stepping. And then all of a sudden, I saw her launch the rocket of a hand to try touch it, and I did my very practiced dodge and said, no, thank you. I think that she was just trying to be nice, and a lot of people will say that, but I wonder if the same people have experienced people just inviting themselves to touch your hair as and when they want. And I know it's not malicious, I know why they do it. It's because it's just so different. Maybe they've never felt something like this before, and that's how we learn as babies and as kids. We just want to touch new and different materials. The only difference is I'm not material, and I'm not a stimulus for your learning. But I guess I am from a different world. As Shinehead puts it best, and excuse my terrible singing, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien, I'm a Jamaican in New York. But for me, that's being a black girl with big hair in this country, in a lot of the world, actually. Not only feeling alienated, but knowing that you're not the norm. Because a lot of people live contently in the norm, they have quite a narrowed view on an alien. And to help explain this point, I bring you to a short excerpt of the book Cymru and I that I was recently published in. It's a non-fiction story, there's a theme here, about my dad and I climbing the Welsh Three Peaks, and that is used as a metaphor for the constant uphill battle we face here in Wales for acceptance, to the point where my dad doesn't even class himself as Welsh anymore. At this point in the story, we are midway up Cadair Idris, and I tell my dad about a situation that happened the week before. I'd gone up to see my mum, who was living in Treorchy, and I was strolling down the high street with my afro. And I caught the expected stares, but there was one group of schoolboys in particular walking behind me who drowned my serenity in laughter and chants. I soon realised this was no football banter, but it was directed towards me. The Sideshow Bob comment really gave it away. But I was used to these situations by now. I knew what to expect. So I remained composed and just gave no reaction. So if familiarity determined home, was this the place I was supposed to call home? Because I had for sure been here before. My dad had dreadlocks, so he was disappointed but not surprised by this story. To the ignorant and, frankly, unoriginal Cardiffian, he's known as Bob Marley. I remember being 6 years old, holding my dad's hand and people approaching him asking to buy weed, or sometimes they'd use the word ganja to try to seem cool. See, when someone is exposed to only a handful of archetypes of a specific group of people, they automatically try to fit you into one of those avatars. For example, depending on my hairstyle, I was Michael Jackson on Monday, Willow Smith on Tuesday, and Beyonce on Wednesday, which is obviously a massive compliment. But with my dad's irreversible hairstyle, he would never escape the lottery between Bob Marley and Snoop Dogg. And it's funny because maybe we have progressed in representation as a society. Because since I've written that, I've had a few new names added to what people call me. The other day, someone said I look like Wakanda, whatever that means. And the rugby was on, people were drunk. I guess that's the example. But the point is, we can't celebrate diversity and difference if Black people are still seen as a monolith. I will always be mixed up with the only other Black person in the class, despite looking nothing alike, whilst my teacher can somehow distinguish Ellie to Emma to Emily to Elise to Esme, and so on. But I guess to us, all aliens are green with 8 eyes. So maybe that's why, in this world, they look at me different. They made the decision to create some sort of schism between me and them. Those words reinforce division, but if I'm other on their forms and they meet me with derision, then how am I meant to feel a part of this world that we live in? These ain't bars that I'm spitting, but they'll still deem me aggressive. I've blocked your contact, but you're still gonna get the message. It's like hatred amalgamated with obsession. Like our things are too ghetto until they're in your possession. Question: if I'm so dirty, why do you contaminate yourself? If touching dirty things is a threat to health, then why did you think that we should assimilate and then try to take all the things that we create? You can't stand when I assert and tell you to get off me. After I have cut and reshaped and to fit into this box you tossed me, I still walk around and hear sounds of whispers. You stare from distance, like my mere existence is so unusual. Even when I wear your clothes and learn your language and bloody my hands, and like you, red seeps through my skin, that seems to be the only color you can't see. You can't look past me looking different from you, like I'm an alien with 8 eyes. I'm so otherworldly. But so many eyes mean I see right through with 20/20 vision. And as long as that's the lens you look through, I'll always be from a world of different. Thank you.